something exciting as well, a new magazine focusing on Colorado's third largest city. This month's issue features the future of Aurora. And with me today is editor Dave Perry. Welcome, Dave. It's nice to have you here, and congratulations on this magazine.
Thanks very much.
Seems kind of overdue. First of all, why Aurora and why now?
You know, Aurora has grown into a city unto itself, and there's been a lot of good and a lot of bad over the last few years. This summer, when the shooting tragedy happened, everybody took a long look at what the city is, and we did too. We published the Aurora Sentinel. What we found is that looking through the eyes of the international media, that the city really has grown up into a place of its own right.
It really represents the whole country, doesn't it?
It does. There's a lot of everything in Colorado, a lot of everything from the United States, all right there in one city. But it's unique unto itself, too. It's a hugely diverse community. The cultural diversity there really creates what makes Aurora so rich and so different from any place else.
That is such a good point. I was out for lunch with my daughter this weekend, and we stopped in at a noodle place on Havana. We couldn't believe the cultural diversity right there in that room. Asians, Latinos, African Americans, whites, of course. It was just very energetic. There was an energy in the room. And
not just traditional or what we would think of as cliche kind of culturals and stuff. There's Somali and Ethiopian and unusual tribes from all over Africa that have congregated in the city, and now they're expanding out into the business world. So there's restaurants that you can't find anyplace else in Colorado, right there in Aurora along the Havana corridor.
Let's take a look at some pictures from the magazine.
Okay.
Tell us what's in the January issue.
January was our first issue. What we looked at is what's next for Aurora, and realizing that the city has come into its own. What we wanted to do is tell our readers what they can expect next from the voices of the mayor and some other people who make a lot of decisions for the city. But
lots of big players come out of Aurora, don't they?
There are. There's two recent governors that hailed from there, secretaries of state. Right now, the Aurora legislative contingent is politically very powerful at the state capitol.
And what can we look forward to in the February issue?
We're going to have a lot of fun here. The first thing we're looking at is what may surprise people is some of the most prominent artists in Colorado hail from Aurora and have studios there or live there. Also, some things that we're looking at is how you can have a great date night if you're middle-aged and you're usually falling asleep by 7 o'clock. We have some ways that we can keep you awake. We've got stories about the BMX industry and how big that is in Aurora. We tell people what some of the best restaurants are to eat at. Fun things to do that really you can only find there in the Southeast metro area. Fantastic.
Well, as I said at the beginning, long overdue. Good luck with this. Let's end it now. And we want to let you know that you can get a monthly subscription to Aurora Magazine or read it online, because we have a link for you. Just scroll down on the denverchannel.com until you find that red button. Now over.